Good morning, space friends. Welcome to Eve Down Under 2014. Can I get you to give a round of applause to our host, NGR RDNX.
OMG is all I've got to say about now, but thank you and welcome to Eve Down Under 2014. It's an absolute privilege and a pleasure to have you all come and join us at the third of these cool events. Of course, a big welcome back to those that have been here before, and a very warm welcome to those that are the first time. And what we do is just do a couple of intros, and then we'll get into the program full serious. I thought I'd throw up a few stats, because people like to know where people are from. Hopefully you've met up a few people. So we have a contingent from all around Australia, so it's awesome. But we also have some, obviously, guests from Iceland, and we have some people from New Zealand, and amazingly, we had someone from Argentina. I'm still trying to track that person down. Dude, welcome. How good is that? Awesome. That is so cool. And of course, we had a gentleman from Austria, a gentleman from Japan, Korea, and the US. So international guests, welcome to Australia. Hopefully you're seeing some good Aussie hospitality. So look after those guys, show them how to party. Okay. Also, representations from a number of different groups. Of course, the big contingent from VDD, and now they've obviously joined Pandemic Legion, so a big contingent from Pandemic Legion. Thank you guys, big supporters. Our dudes from PL, they're awesome. Of course, we have the second highest group in our sort of rankings of attendees is our Goon Swarm friends and Bastion, and then it goes down from there. But that's kind of cool. Over 200 people from all sorts of different places, including 92 different corporations, 49 alliances, and that's a real pleasure and joy to see that happen from my point of view, because it just demonstrates that the entire EVE community is represented, and that is true. I know there's people from high sec, low sec, wormholes, and every place in between. So thank you everybody for supporting this event. It's sort of been a bit of a panic at the last bit, but we're there. Hopefully you're here now, and hopefully you're enjoying yourself. You had a good time last night as well. Just the other thing, that's what I said just in the opener. It's an interesting little stat, the fact that we've had the first timers. We've got 60% nearly of people for the first time. As I said, this is stepping up a bit for us in this beautiful venue. Hopefully it'll go from here. But and then obviously we like the support from the existing players. So without further ado, I'm going to have my partner in crime, or otherwise the guy that does all the hard work behind Eve Down Under, a big intro and a big welcome to Bam Striker.
Good morning. How are we? How do you feel after last night? You all had an early night and got lots of sleep?
It's your turn.
I'm going to try and breeze through this pretty quick, mostly because it's incredibly boring. So, spaceships. It's what brings us all here. But actually, what I really want to talk about is just sort of, the community. You know, us, the people in this room right now. Now, first of all, because all the cool kids are doing it, we've got a hashtag. If you're a tweety type person, I think they call them the Twitterati. If you like to tweet, please use the EDU2014 hashtag and tweet fleet. And if you're not a Twitter type person, you should get on it, because there are a bunch of Australian time zone EVE players who inhabit this little tweet fleet hashtag universe. And it's just a really cool way to keep in touch with everyone. Now, I want to give a special shout out to... That's Llama, right? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So Llama was the first casualty, I think, of Eve Down Under 2014. He fell asleep at a restaurant. Either that, or he's so overwhelmed when Renton Brax gave him his special VDD shirt, he just fainted. So that's a possibility too. I just quickly want to explain this thing. I don't know, it's all over the stuff. Some of you might have seen it before, some of you may not. I didn't just sort of drop acid and grab a crayon one night. This is actually the product of the fevered mind of CCP Manifest. We were having a little email discussion amongst ourselves about sort of theming this event, maybe using a pirate theme, Goristas or something like that. And he just like slapped this together in Photoshop and sent it through and said, job done. And I thought, wow, that actually looks really awesome. And then I kind of got carried away with it. So it's all over your stuff. If you hate it, I'm really sorry. But, you know, blame CCP Manifest. I actually spoke to him about it in Vegas in the hotel suite. It was a really, really awkward night. I think that's me trying to lick his face or something. I can't remember too much after this point, although the tweet I sent the next day will probably explain why I had a lapse in memory. Okay, so enough about that. It's been a pretty rad year. Since the last Eve Down Under, the community has been really, really, really busy. We've had more and more engagement than ever. We've been hosting a whole bunch of meetups all around Australia. Initially, we were doing most of the heavy lifting to get people to come along, set dates and organise it. But as things have gone on, people locally have sort of taken control of it. So our in-game channel has been growing. We've got an in-game. I know in some respects I'm preaching to the choir here, but take this away with you and champion it to other people. The Eve Down Under in-game channel hovers now at peak times at about 150, 160 people, which is pretty nuts when you think 12 months ago it was like 40 or 50 or something like that. Our Facebook page, which you can just find if you go to Facebook and search for it, has gone from 50 people, 50 likes, to about 1,100 right now, which is where it's at. The Eve Down Under show every Friday night at 10:30 on netgameradio.com. You can listen to that. And we have done 42 episodes of that this year. There's been a whole bunch of public fleets, and we've been getting lots and lots of love from CCP. So I was just going to breeze through this next bit. Tons of player gatherings. This many, 19 in total in the last 12 months. And I think I managed to get along to about 11 of them. And I want to give massive props to the guys who organised those. And we'll be doing something a little special for those people a bit later. And that's pretty much it for me. So I'll hand back over to RDNX. Thank you very much and have a good weekend, guys.